to know that. I'm just saying, okay, this is about information now, remember. Okay, we had, I think I skipped over someone's name, but we're going to have Miss Carolyn Bell Black and Dr. Clifford Black. Then we're going to have, well, Mr. Shelby, we do yours all in one, I think. Okay. And then we'll have our neighborhood blast off by Dr. Williams is going to facilitate that. Come on, so we can move on. Miss Carolyn, let's give her a hand as she comes. She can write proposals, y'all. We call her.
I bet you.
But she's going to charge you now.
Thank you. I hate to be the horse to death, but let's give Barbara Cooper a hand. I know she works really hard because she calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning. She feels like it. But she asked me to just briefly make some remarks regarding the Cooper Jones Initiative and the kinds of activities that we've been involved in. And at the risk of alienating everybody in this room, I just will have to start off by saying this. I was talking to a close friend of mine who happens to be my husband a couple of days ago, and I was listening to the radio, and the thought came, of course we hear it all the time, Black Lives Matter. And I said, yeah, they do. He said, but I followed it with, if we don't have the necessary qualities, skills, and capabilities for self-sustainability, then extermination is guaranteed. And that's what we are facing if we don't get it together. So one of the, I'll just say to you that we have placed a large number of activities that we've been involved in under one umbrella, something that we're calling the Center for Community Responsibility and Economic Sustainability. And under that umbrella, we've been working with Pastor Lucinda Gray. We've been working with the newly elected president of Operation Push, Joseph Kiles, Dr. Marie Milam, we all know her as the director of the Memphis program. And also, we made an outreach to the West Tennessee Diocese of the Catholic Church. So there's a lot going on, but let me just briefly outline for you 5 of the 10 or so activities that we are proposing. The first thing is something that we're calling stakeholders diplomacy. That's the best thing that I can come up with. I'm sure that somebody can do better. But bottom line is, what it means is that I'm not aware of. Used to be, I've been in social services agencies, environmental health stuff, whole lot of stuff for the 30 years that I've been in Memphis. We used to have these directories, and I'm sure they're still around, with all of the social services agencies, names, addresses, contacts. You can get in touch right away. So I think it's time for us to modernize now. We think it's time for us to modernize. So there's a piece of software out there that we're looking for, and Mr. Mayor-elect, congratulations on the way. Piece of software that we're looking at that we would hope that we can have the city of Memphis actually have all of the agencies, all of the organizations, everybody that's involved in helping to create these qualities and these capacities and these skills, and actually load you into this app, this website, this whatever it is that we're creating, and giving you an opportunity to go in. Like, just think of it as you're a teacher in school. You're the classroom teacher. You're going to record everything that your students are doing. So you will have that capacity as an organization to be able to do that. So when events, whatever it is that's coming up, anybody that wants to know, find out what's going on vis-a-vis services, so that we can work together, so that we can have our services better coordinated in the city, so that we can cut out some of this duplication of efforts that's going on. That's the first one. The second one is something that I probably, in my opinion, think is probably the most significant activity on the list. And we are calling this Labor Works with on-the-job literacy. Years ago, I had a friend who started, and he still has a very successful business in Chicago. And he called me one day literally crying on the phone because he wanted to hire minority workers. And what he was saying to me was the fact that there were young men coming in who could not use a yardstick. They couldn't use a weigh scale. They didn't know how to use a ruler. They can't tell you how much gas is in the vehicle except on E and F. Anything in between, they don't know. These are basic kinds of things that if someone is going to get a job and be successful with the job, they're going to have to know this. The other thing is, this morning I was listening to the reading of the Memphis Business Journal on the Library Channel. There's a wonderful article in there. And it featured an organization, Shep, I think you would know about it, it's called Lifeline up in Lifeline to Success. Anyway, that one, several others that were mentioned. Bottom line is, everything that I hear has to do with getting jobs for our young men. But this labor works. What we're proposing is that we're going to create the jobs ourselves. We're going to create a network of cottage industries so that when they present with felonies, when they present with whatever they present with, we're going to be able to hire them, and there will be 1 hour on that job out of those 8 hours that will be something that they will have to be engaged in class so that when they leave that job, they will know how to read and read efficiently. The third activity is what we're calling free Wi-Fi and free internet to low-income communities. Now, this is not something new. This is something that's going on all over the country. We've been working with State Representative Barbara Cooper, and we've had some talks with the Memphis Housing Authority. They kind of broke down, and I won't go into why they broke down, but we'd like to get back to that. The Memphis Housing Authority is already on a course out of President Obama's office with something called Connect Home, where they have to provide Wi-Fi to the housing authority properties. So what we're proposing is to meet where that Wi-Fi is going to end and actually bring in Wi-Fi and internet for the surrounding communities near the housing authorities. The third activity, and Mr. Black is on the program, I'll let him talk to you about this. This is our Super Learning Program, and we call it, the official name of it, or not the official name is Into Education, but the trade name or the by name is Releasing the Butterfly. And we've been very, very effective with teaching children how to read. As a matter of fact, I've been working for about 2 months now on a pilot, a proposal to present to Superintendent Hobson so that we can possibly initiate this or take a look at it and see if it can be implemented in the Shelby County school system. So what we're proposing here with the Cooper Jones initiative, though, is to establish free-standing, Releasing the Butterfly, storefront kinds of operations so that people who want to have more advanced education and advanced learning or whatever can go to these centers and get it. And finally, the reenactment of, the Sanitation Workers March. Everybody knows what happened here in the city of Memphis in 1968. We know that Dr. King was assassinated in the city. However, the fact that those 1,300 sanitation workers who stood up and said, "I am a man," have literally been overshadowed by the event of the assassination. So what we want to do is to bring that day back, and we want to make sure that every child in the Memphis City school system knows what happened in Memphis regarding the Sanitation Workers March and the significance of Mason Temple. You have kids in this town, they don't know. We hear about the mountaintop speech, but the kids don't know anything about that facility that is sitting down there. And the fact that, and I read this myself, I'm not from Memphis, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't realize that at one point, Mason Temple was the largest public venue in these parts, in West Tennessee. There was nothing else, a public arena as large as Mason Temple. That's part of our history, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to make sure that that history gets passed on to our children. That's it. You all.
Dr. Black, Dr. Black, graduate. God is awesome.